Hello everyone and welcome. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to do some organizing of my stencils. And I have got a binder from the Dollar Tree that I paid $1.25 for, and I ordered a 100-pack of sheet protectors that I'll use on a variety of different things. And I'm just going to get some sheet protectors in here. I'm going to bring in some cardstock and lay it in between here. And I'm going to bring in all of my stencils and get them organized by company and alphabetized and get them in here so that they're not all over the place. Previously, I had stored my stencils with the name of the company, with if I've got, stamps and dies and that stuff, I just stored it all there together. But as I was thinking about stencils and needing to pull out certain ones, I was having to kind of go around and dig everywhere and try and find who had the appropriate stencil for the design or requirement that I had. And so it just wasn't effective because I would be digging through several bins to find exactly what I needed. So what I've done is I've pulled in my cat scrappiness ones, which I have a lot of, and I will bring in some more. And then I've got my Craft and Kimmy, and I've kind of split them up into two different piles, and I'm going to get them organized. They're not organized. Some of them have the names on them. Cat Scrappiness puts the names on there, so if I have the backer sheet with it, I know what they are. And I'm going to get rid of this cellophane paper that these are packaged in, and we're just going to slide them into the binders. So I'm going to get them opened up, get them alphabetized, and then I'll go digging for the backer sheets for those that I don't have them, and we'll get them organized. So, and what I'm doing now is I'm starting to put them in alphabetical order. And this one I don't have the backer sheet for, and so I'm going to go looking for it. I'll even, because I don't have it, I can't recall the name of it because I work with a lot of products and it's hard to remember all the names. So I'll actually bring in my iPad and I'll search cat scrappiness, and I'll look that particular stencil up and get the name of it so that I can get it labeled if I can't find the back sheet. Now I'm continuing to put them in order. I've kind of got two stacks here. I've got the front of the alphabet and then the back of the alphabet. And I'm just going to keep going until I get them all unpacked, alphabetized, and figure out what's what. Now I've got one here that I've got the label for, but I do not have the stencil for. So I know there's some more stencils that I need to bring in. And this is where I'm going to eventually bring in my iPad and figure out what these others are so that I can find them and get them with their backer sheet. So that one says confetti party, and then this other one I'm pretty sure is a like a sprinkled with love or some kind of a love thing. So I'm going to go to cat scrappiness here, and then I'm just going to search. First, I think I should search the confetti, and I'm going to look at it and see what the actual die. I think I searched love trying to find the other one, but didn't find it. So I'm going to search for the confetti, and I'm going to look for it. And this is the confetti party 6x6 stencil. I'm going to get a picture of it up. Having a hard time getting it to load here. Okay, so now I have an idea what that is. And I'm going to go looking for it and see if I can't find the backer sheet to this love one. I'm going to look and see if I can figure out what the name of it is first. And I'm just searching by love. I assume that there's love in it since we have this. Okay, so I've found it. I'm just going to grab one of my cat scrappiness sticky notes, and I'm going to write it on there. So this one's called Love Doodles stencil set. And so as I'm looking for that confetti party stencil, I'm going to look for the backer sheet for this one. And we'll just take a minute and pause and see what I can find. And I'll find several other stencils that I will need to get organized in there. I think I'll lay a couple of them down, and then I think, wait a minute, if I find some others that need to be alphabetized, it doesn't make a lot of sense to put all these in here. And so I think I stop and then I go and look. And this is where I'm like, okay, I'm going to pause and go look and see what I can find. So I got all of my cat scrappiness ones in there. I found them. I didn't find the Love Doodles backer sheet, but I've still got that sticky note in there. I will eventually label it. And now you can see I've got all those Craft and Kimmy stencils in there as well. I didn't think you needed to watch me alphabetize and slide those in there. I thought it was simple. I just am showing you this for a simple, inexpensive way to organize your stencils. Now I did go earlier, I was just sitting in the living room messing around, and I found this. I searched stencil on Cricut, and I found this floral stencil, and then I just added stencil. I found a font I like and just added stencils, and I just put them on here, and I'm just going to go to my Cricut machine, cut these out. I'm going to put the stencil pattern on the front of it. I thought it'd just be kind of fun to have like a stencil look on the front of the binder, and then to have the stencils underneath it, and then on the outside edge of my binder. So I'm using this Cricut mat upside down because the bottom end is stickier and it's going to hold better than my top end. I need to get some new Cricut mats. I've been using different ones just to kind of make it work. This is a fabric mat, but I've used it for a variety of things, and it still has enough stick that I can work with. And I'm just choosing premium vinyl. I'm going to dig my vinyl and look at it. It is a removable vinyl, but it is premium vinyl. So I've selected that option. I'm going to go to my Cricut machine, and we're going to get this cut out, and then we're going to do some fast weeding because I'm going to speed it up, and then we'll be ready to add some design to the outside of our vinyl binder. Now I will tell you, because I did pick this up at the Dollar Tree, it's got the outside of it is not completely smooth. It's got a little bit of, kind of a little wave to it. So I do have a little bit of trouble getting my design laid down, but I'm just patient and I'm able to get it worked out. And I'm just weeding out the stencil portion of the text stencils of this. And I'll mess up this one a little bit. I actually pulled the S off of there, but I will be able to do some vinyl surgery on this, and we'll be able to work with it. At this point, I don't realize the S is gone, but I did fix what I had, but I will dig it out. The tittle to the eye on the smaller stencil is gone as well, and I will be able to find both of those. I would highly recommend that you don't wad up your vinyl until you have really looked at your design to make sure you've got all your bits and pieces. So I was able to salvage all that, and here I'm just pulling away the floral parts that you would create after you lay your stencil down. And I'm really just making this look more like a stencil than the stencil design. And I just thought that would be kind of fun. I used this fun Cricut removable vinyl that had a pattern on it, and it's kind of in the teal color, so I thought it would look nice with the binder. And I'm just using some standard transfer tape for this, and we're just going to get it laid down, and it'll turn out pretty nice. And this is a really, really inexpensive way to organize your stencils and just create a much more functional way to find and sort through your stencils. I don't know why it took me so long to do this, because like for example, craft roulette, when you've got kind of a wacky parameter that you're like, I know I have a stencil for, I just would have to sort through all of my different bins and try and find the particular stencil that I wanted to use. And so now I'll just be able to quickly flip through this. It can set nicely on my bookshelf, and it looks quite nice because we've got the nice little stenciled text and then the pattern on there, and it just looks pretty. And so that's why I did that. So you can kind of see the ripples that are on that vinyl or that binder. You can kind of see how it is rippled, and when I lay my hand on there, you can see that it kind of raises and lifts. So that will make it challenging for me to pull this off, and you'll notice that. But I'll just keep going and press through it and kind of lift and lay, and eventually we'll get it laid down there nice and neat, and it'll be just fine. Now here's where I start struggling, that it's wanting to lift and kind of pull my flowers up, and so I'll have to be gentle with them and then just get them laid back down. But we'll get there. See, it's pulling. And I think it even tears at the bottom, but I'm able to work around that. Right there, it tore. But it's pretty forgiving, so I can just lift it up and lay it back down, pull my pieces in, and I'm just going to get it lined up, and then I'll bring in one of my scraper tools and just get it all pressed down nice and neat, and no one will ever know, except you and me. So I'm just using that little weeding tool to help me get all the bits and pieces laying down where they need to be, trying to take out any bubbles and just smooth it out. And I've got the little bits and pieces stuck to my finger. In fact, at one point I'll even have the dot to the eye stuck to my finger, and I go to look for it and I'm like, oh, it's on my finger. So I'm going to cut the stencils apart, and this is the one I'm just going to put on the bottom of our floral stencil here and just label it. I'm just giving it a good press, and I'm showing you kind of the ripples in this binder. If I'd have paid a little bit more money for it, I probably wouldn't have had this problem, but I'm always looking for inexpensive craft solutions because crafting is expensive enough. Just giving it a good press, and we'll get it laid down. I will tell you, it is very, very windy and raining today. We have had what you would think would be warmer temperatures where it was, kind of in the 50s and stuff, but we had the wind chill that was making it like 28. So the temperature was definitely very deceiving. It just felt like much, much cooler, and the wind has been crazy. So I'm hoping that once we get through March, it'll be really nice. So I've got that on there, and I was able to work through where, it tore. And I'm laying these transfer sheets back on their release paper because I can reuse them. And I've got a smaller stencil that I'm going to put on the outside of my binder. And then if I have my binder standing up amongst things, I'll be able to readily identify where my stencils are. And I think this vinyl was a really fun pattern, so it's not quite so boring. Now that S doesn't look right on there, but once I get this laid down, I will fix it. And I will add the tittle to my eye, which we will see will be stuck on my finger, and I'll pull it off of there, and we'll get it laid down on there. This wasn't the easiest of transferring projects, simply due to the fact that the binder had the ripples in it. So I'm just going to lift that S off, and I'm just going to kind of wiggle it around until I get it in a way that I think, oh, I can live with that. And then we'll get it laid down on there. And we're going to go with it like that. And then I'm going to pick up the transfer paper and look for the dot, and then I look at my finger and I'm like, it's right there on my finger. So we'll get it turned over and get it laid down on here, and that will pretty much finish it off. Try to pick some of that other weeding off of there. And I think it looks nice, and this is a quick way that I can quickly just flip through my stencils and find what I'm looking for, and I've got plenty of room for more. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.